What's going on, everybody? The Original Mako back with some more Gunfire Reborn content, and today we've got an update patch notes video, which apparently has some actual real changes inside of it. I've done a very brief glance over it, but we're going to go deep. Pause. We're going to go into these patch notes here and explain them in more detail and kind of talk about all of the changes that are apparently being made. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get ready to hop into it. As always, be sure you check those links in the description so you can watch me play this game live and a bunch of other games we've been having fun playing on the Twitch channel. It's a great time, and I promise you it'll be worth it if you check it out, so I'd appreciate that. But regardless, let's talk about these patch notes. Hello everyone, in this update we have updated the gameplay for 3 weapons, the Justice, the Thunderstorm, and the Woodpecker, and added a new character attribute of damage resistance. In addition, we've added a batch of new mission gameplay for Heaven's Mandate in the Bizarre Dream, and added the new function Imprinting to the Transcendent Arsenal. More new content for the 4th quarter is being prepared enthusiastically, and the next version update will be released in late November. So about a month until the next update, which, based off of this picture, I'm assuming is going to have a new weapon, which is I would be flabbergasted if this is not a chainsaw melee weapon. I would be in shock if that's not what this is. I feel like this has got to be the chainsaw, a chainsaw melee weapon. You reload it with gasoline. It makes sense. I mean, I guess it could be a chainsaw not melee weapon, but I don't think that would make a lot of sense. But anyways, there's a little preview for what's to come. So, for this patch, they've added the new damage resistance mechanism. After this update, a new damage resistance mechanism will be adopted, and related occult scrolls, ascensions, etc. have been updated and adjusted. The player's total damage resistance will be displayed in real time under the health bar. When the player takes damage, the damage will be reduced or increased according to the current total damage resistance. Now this, when I first briefly glossed over this, I was interested into what this was and exactly how it was going to work. So I was getting some background gameplay for another Gunfire video I'll be making and was just kind of checking it out. It seems like this is something that's always been in the game. It's just never been shown to the player. You'll get a little thing at the bottom of the screen that shows you, and then certain scrolls or ascensions or whatever that change damage resistance, it'll show you what that change does. So the biggest example was when I was getting the background gameplay, I picked up Dual Edge, and every time I got a kill, you could see a change in the damage resistance. So I was getting less and less damage resistance because I kept stacking more and more stacks of Dual Edge. So kind of nice to be able to see that live so you can see how bad it is with something like Dual Edge, but nothing too crazy on that change. Bizarre Dream adjustment. The Transcendent Arsenal has added the imprinting function. Players can spend 150 soul essence to imprint any weapon with spirit, even if the player is defeated during the challenge level or the player actively exits the game. The imprinted weapon will still return to the player's arsenal after the game settlement. The imprinting effect only takes effect in the current game with a limit of 2 weapons. And then new tasks have been added in Mission of Above. I haven't done a whole lot with the imprinting or with the Transcendent Arsenal stuff, nor the Mission from Above stuff. I will say there being a chance to encounter super rare mythology quality tasks when accepting tasks is kind of cool. Anytime you add something to a game that's like extremely rare, I think is really cool and a fun thing to have in the game and something exciting that players can run into. So that being said, let's talk about what probably the meat of this upgrade is and the weapon adjustments, which I have seen nothing about. So we're going in completely uncovered and raw. Let's do it. The Justice, very interesting. Used to be one of the most overpowered weapons in the game. The weapon fire mechanism adjustment. Excuse me? The original effect was you would launch a grenade that can be manually detonated. Now, you launch a grenade and a pool of lava will be generated after the grenade lands. Interesting. Bullet flight speed adjustment, 35 to 40, so the bullet moves a little faster, which is definitely a buff. A pool of lava. I'll have to see. That'll be how I'm interested in how big this pool of lava is, and if it still takes, like, does it still take a really long time for the grenades to be detonated, or does it, like, when the grenade lands, it kind of like turns into a pool of lava? I'll be interested to see how that works. Exclusive inscription adjustments. It used to have one where you would say, oh no, it added one that says each shot will launch 3 grenades with smaller damage and range. And then it removed the each detonation of a grenade will increase the lucky strike chance of this explosion by 25%. Interesting. I don't know how to feel about that. Nothing jumps out to me right away. I'd have to see how big is this pool of lava, how much damage is it doing, how do the grenades react when they hit the ground now, all this kind of stuff. The manually detonating grenade part of the Justice I thought was really cool and unique. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how that goes. Next up, we have Thunderstorm. Weapon fire mechanism adjustment. Originally, you would remove the weapon... Wait. What? They removed the weapon skill, and the original weapon skill adjusted to the normal fire. Interesting. So the original effect was, after charging, you launch a lightning ball that can be detonated by shooting the lightning ball, can shatter the shield of normal monsters and cause damage. New effect is you launch a lightning ball that stimulates lightning arcs around it, and it explodes upon impact, and it has gone from a pistol to a launcher. It has a lower crit multiplier, lower mag. The speed of the ball is very slow, which makes sense. And adjustments to exclusive inscriptions. They added, lightning ball can penetrate enemies, increase damage of the lightning arc, and increased enemy detection range. They also added 100% of the total damage of the explosion, and the lightning ball can shatter the shields of regular enemies. Or no, sorry, I read that wrong. Plus 100% the total damage of the explosion, and the lightning ball can shatter the shields of regular enemies. Removed, the lightning ball will automatically detonate and trigger 2 explosions when there are multiple enemies in the range, and removed the minus 90% projectile speed of the ball, increased base damage of the arc, and every lightning ball shot increased power arc damage and AoE. This one's really, really interesting. If this lightning ball that shoots lightning arc out of it does the lightning effect, obviously it's going to work extremely well with Painkiller. It's going to work extremely well on the cat. Probably going to work... I'm curious if it's considered, if the lightning arc that comes out of the lightning ball is considered a shot or not. Like if you take something like, for some reason the name is evading me, Counterviolence, which allows half of your shots to crit even if they don't hit the crit spot. Will that make this lightning arc crit? I don't know. A lot of things to find out with this one, but it is a very, very interesting change. A whole readjustment to how this weapon works, which is really interesting. And, we're going to get ready to go to the last big updates on these 2 weapons, but it's mind-boggling that they are willing to completely overhaul weapons like the Justice and the Thunderstorm, but still refuse to touch the Frenzied Shark. Anyway, that aside, the Woodpecker. During aiming, you get plus 5% total weapon damage of each hit, up to 50%. The damage bonus gradually decreases over time. When not aiming, the damage bonus will not decrease, but it cannot take effect. Interesting. Increased mag size massively. Scope magnification range was increased as well. And increased the weapon accuracy and reduced the recoil. Holy shit, that's really fucking good. Okay, that's a really, really nice buff to the Woodpecker. A massive buff, actually. This kind of scares me. Skill effect adjustments. Old skill. The star rank contracts, causing high damage to enemies during the process. If it starts from the maximum radius, the damage will further increase. The star rank contracts, causing high damage to enemies. So you no longer get bonus damage if you're at the maximum radius. Kind of disappointing. It'll depend on how much damage we were getting out of that, but that actually could make a pretty big difference in the weapon. We'll see. We'll see kind of how it goes with that. So, Occult Scroll adjustments. Just some adjustments to Abundant Vitality. The old version was during shield recovery, you get plus 75% total weapon damage. When the shield is fully recovered, the buff still exists until the next weapon shot causes damage. The new one is during shield recovery, you get plus 75% total weapon damage. When the shield or armor is fully recovered, you get plus 75% total damage of the next shot. So, a couple of things. They added armor here into the description, as well as originally the buff exists until your weapon shot causes damage. Now it's just the next shot. So whether you hit or miss the shot, the damage is there. You better hope you hit it. So a slight nerf to that, I would say. And the enhanced version looks like it's the exact same thing. It's just the next shot gets the bonus. So monsters, Gluttony, the final boss. Optimize some skill mechanisms of him. Gluttony will obtain temporary shield while causing lifesteal, and during the lifesteal frequency and during the lifesteal frequency and stats of Gluttony? I don't know what that means. A little bit of a translation issue, but that's all right. Monster revival mechanism. During the monster's revival period, players can interrupt the monster's revival by attacking the purple demonic aura. Okay, nothing too crazy. Some sound adjustments, some displays in the Bizarre Dream on the preparation interface, which I had a chance to see. I kind of like it. It looks a little bit cleaner. Some texts, changes to the text and how they read. Nothing actually changing, just a little bit of how it reads, and then some bug fixes as well. If you've been having any issues with the bugs, read through them here. I'm not going to go through each and every one of these as I do with every single patch notes video, or as I don't read through the bugs in every patch notes video. But anyways, that's it for the patch notes here. I am honestly really excited to try all the new weapons. The change to the scroll I don't really care about very much. Damage resistance is nice, but it's not like a whole brand new thing. It's something that's always been in the game, just hasn't been shown to the player. So it's them calling it a new mechanism is kind of, it's not a new mechanism. It's just you're showing something that's been in the game to the player. So yeah, I'm excited to try all this stuff out, and I'm excited in a month to hopefully be trying out the brand new chainsaw here. I'm once again, I'm putting my foot down. This is a chainsaw. Clip it and ship it. I'm never wrong. But anyways, let me know what you think of the new patch. I like the fact that they changed a few things significantly here, and it wasn't just your everyday run-of-the-mill patch. So thank you all for watching. As I said, be sure to check the links down below. Come watch me play live. I'd really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love each and every one of your faces, and I will catch you all in the next video.